I gotta say, playing the mirror match in Cool Tune, playing Cool Tune in general, right? It's kind of tough. You have a lot of decision making that you have to do because this is basically Dracotel, but in synchro form, right? Like, Clip is 5 mana, Rico is Pan, or no, Rico is Urgula, Mix is Pan, with the effects, right, when they get sent to the graveyard. And it's just, look, I gotta say this. I don't think that Cool Tune is a deck that you can just pick up right away and expect to do good with, because it doesn't help that 3 of the synchro monsters that you play have to legitimately have either Rico, Mix, or Clip on them as well, right? And so it increases the decision making for when you want to interrupt your opponent, right? Do you want to go for RS? Do you want to go for Crackle? Do you want to make back-to-back? Quite frankly, the decision making in this meta is pretty hard whenever you play it, right? It's like when you play Ultimate Marvel 3, right? UMBC 3, you have to start the game by making a lot of decisions. Who do I pick from the vast roster of character as my 3? Who do I pick as my point character? Who am I going as my anchor, right? And then not only that, you also have to be able to play the game, right? So can you perform combos? Do you know what a TAC is? Do you know what how to perform an infinite for Doctor Doom, right? It's a lot, right, to process as a new player. But I am here to say that I am not going to give up, right? I will become a very good Cool Tune player. I haven't hit Masters yet. I'm at the brink of it, but I just I'll explain here. Anyways, I'm playing the mirror match, and here let me actually decrease the volume here. Here I'm going to go ahead and go for a Clip, using the Mix and the Clip to go ahead and synchro summon into Trackmaker. Now, in doing so, I did that so I could get some follow-up, right? Because, if they get access to RS or back-to-back, then all of a sudden I can't make Trackmaker anymore. But perhaps it was better for me to be more patient, or perhaps it was better for me to go for, an RS, maybe a remix. But, that doesn't get me too much farther, right? Well, when you think about it, if I had gone for Remix instead, not only would I've gotten the Monster Pop, but I also would have been able to then Remix effect, summon Mix, add back Rico, and then from there, well, no, I guess I couldn't have gone for Mix, right? Because the monster that I summoned would be Clip, so the only monster option I had besides the Trackmaker was either Crackle or RS, and by that point they're too far. You know what? Okay, I guess this was okay, especially considering that my hand has virtually 3 pushes, 4 if you count the additional normal summon that I could get with Rotary. So I guess this was fine. Plus, if I get to synchro with it, I gotta bounce a monster later, but you'll see that that's not gonna happen here, right? So now they're gonna make their own Trackmaker using Rotary and Rico, and then this will resolve. They're going to look at my hand, and we will just go forward. From here, they had the field spell. They had Cool Tune Synchro. I don't know why they just immediately dropped it. Additional normal summon is going to summon the Naturia Rose Whip. In the TCG, Cool Tune players are gonna play this, right? But the thing that I hate about Master Duel is that, the best of ones. I love best of ones. Unironically, a lot of them have been pretty good. At least in my mind. If we did best of ones in Yu-Gi-Oh, it could be amazing because you limit the decision making because you don't have to side deck, right? And that's what I'm saying is when you have a lot of options, it's easy to make a mistake. In this case, though, a lot of players are playing Naturia Rose Whip in their main deck if they're playing Cool Tune because it's just super accessible. I believe Kewl can just summon any tuner from grave, hand, or deck, right? Barring that they have no restrictions. Because one time I summoned Kewl, brought back-to-back. Oh my god, that was nasty. So yeah. He summons Naturia Rose Whip. But from here, he goes Zaylin, and now I'm like, well, I have to out the Zaylin, and I have to out the Rose Whip, right? Like, because that's an Omni Negate plus a Floodgate, right? However, they end up synchroing it off into back-to-back. I get it. Back-to-back could reborn both of these, right? But, like, I feel like it could have gone back-to-back in my turn. Oh, well. So, with that, he has the back-to-back interruption. Here, my hand is Rotary, Rico, Synchro. But I figure that it's better to try to play with the resources in hand first that are, like, easily baitable by a hand trap and see what he does. And here, on the Synchro Overtake effect, they are going to go into the Cool Tune clip. From there, they synchro off with a mix to go for their track maker. And then I resolve overtake, revealing remix to summon out mix. And then mix is gonna try to grab me Q, I believe. And then from here, they get their own effects off, you know, rip one, pop a monster, search. And I want to resolve, right? Not only my mix here, but I do want to be able to go into a... what could I go for? Maybe a Zaylin if I grab Q, but I don't think I can go Zaylin without a Synchro Monster. Yeah, I cannot. So then what's my like option here? Probably for the beatbox. Yeah, because if I go for Loudness War, so here I could add like a level 2, which could be the clip, right? Since I'm already gonna get Q anyways, and then make a Loudness War so that I can go mix effect, pop the back-to-back, and then I don't have the level modulation on my field anymore. However, that doesn't work out. I get hit with an Ash Blossom. And you see me, I had no hand traps, man. Fuck this guy. It gets worse though. So he gets to add his Cool Tune Synchro for follow-up. Mix pops my mix. Clip is going to rip Track Maker permanently, so that's the second one. And on resolution, I get hit with a Duel. You gotta hate to see it. I normal summon the Q here to go ahead and summon a monster from hand, deck, or grave. And he chains back to back to go ahead and summon out Zaylin. From here, I summon out the mix, and now I'm going to synchro off with the Rico and the Q to go into Visa's Armitara. The reason I did this was, if I go ahead and make, what would it have been? This would have been a level 9, so it would have been impossible. But perhaps I could have gone for Remix and then gone for like Mix Effect to pop one of the monsters on the field. However, if I do that, Zaylin gets to chain. So I'm going to try to bait out the Zaylin by trying to pop the Cool Tune Remix. Or, I'm sorry, the JJ Cool Tune. And I go for these effects. He goes Zaylin, and he negates the Rico effect to pop the field spell. Which is good, because now I'm in there, so... Of course, I banish the Synchro Overtake, and I put the Ghost Bell on the bottom, because if I allow him to have Ghost Bell, then my Remix cannot add back, right? So the Q there really helped. From here, I go Mix and Rotary. They're going to chain back to back once again. That's going to summon out their... Oh, no, I guess they just returned their banished Synchro. That's right. I banished, I think, an RS from them. And then from here, I attack over to Zaylin. I really wanted to get the Track Maker off the field as well, because it is going to be a threat if he's able to synchro off with it. So perhaps the best play was for me to have gone Rotary Effect to summon the Q. Then normal summon Rotary, go Visa's Armitara, and then beat over the other two as well. So that's the lesson learned. You know, my mistakes do not just stop there. No, I make a few more. Here, they draw for turn, and I'm going to immediately go for Remix. Luckily, they did not have Call by the Grave. They have Cool Tune Synchro. So, Cool Tune Synchro is going to search them into the Rotary, but they opt not to Synchro Summon, which is a little strange. So, I add Clip, I summon Rico, and then I go for a Track Maker, because remember, they did bounce my Track Maker. So I go Rico to pop the field spell, I go Rotary to look at the hand, and a Track Maker, of course, to get follow-up. They have the Duelist Genesis, plus whatever they added, which was Rico. So... the Duelist Genesis is like a consistency card. It adds any spell that mentions Synchro, so like Synchro Overtake. Is it also in the related cards? Yeah, right here. I think this card is fine, maybe as a one of, because you can only activate one per turn, and like you really just want to see the Synchro Overtake. But like, it does suck that he has essentially an extender. Anyways, how am I going to play out of this predicament? Well, I added back Clip for a reason. So they go the Duelist Genesis, and then from here, I still opt not to do anything, and then they go for Synchro Overtake. That is when I go for the Cool Tune Clip. So I'm gonna resolve the Clip, and then instead of synchro summoning with Trackmaker or the Rico, I decide to go for back-to-back, because, like, in theory, going for these gives me what, like, maybe a Loudness War, maybe Crackle, and I feel like banishing cards from the extra deck isn't going to, like, help me achieve the final win. So I need to be able to have as much follow-up as possible, and interruptions, which I believe I can get with back-to-back, because back-to-back can up to twice per turn, if they activate an effect in field or grave, summon back a tuner from my graveyard, and then synchro if I want to. So I figured that's way better than just getting only one more synchro. So Trackmaker reveals Rico, and now, of course, I level modulate him. So I go for the Clip effect to banish. I rip a, what was that? Back-to-back. Hit their mix, you know, that they get from the search. Now I go back-to-back, chain, summoning my own mix. I don't think I use their effect to search. No, I just go for the Loudness War. And then from here, I will go Chainlink 1 Trackmaker, Chainlink 2 mix, or other way around, my fault. To go ahead and remove some cards on the field. And now if he activates another effect, I get to Loudness War, pop another monster. Or I get to back-to-back and use their effect, right? So Loudness War, chain, pop the mix. Because it could have made a 5, but they chose not to. Or a 6, right? So here we got the Cool Tune Q. Now I'm going to go back-to-back. I'm going to summon back the Clip here, so that I can not go for Crackle, but to go for the RS. The RS is going to be the final nail in the coffin here, because this modulates the level to go up by 1, and it is essentially an imperm, right? So I think I did a few mistakes there, but I genuinely do believe that the only reason why I won was because my opponent made more mistakes than me. And that's why this mirror match is just so tough. It's like, I never felt this bad when I played against the Dracotel mirror, when I played against the K9 Vanquisol mirror, when I played against the Snake Eye mirror. Although that one was more determined on like who went first usually, but like still, right? Post side, everything can change. And yeah. That was that. Now, granted, you see me, I have the Fualos and the Maxi. But the fact that I was still able to play through the end board that the opponent placed here is kind of nice. So they changed their own Maxi in response to my Maxi. Why? Who knows? Maybe they think that I'm playing Dracotel or something. I have the yummy sleeves to fool people, right? And with the yummy background and everything, the feel, the little pet. But anyways, here he goes foolish, right? Send the Miracle Ejector. That's going to banish my Maxi and do nothing, I guess. Then he normal summons the Vion, and this is just like pure hero combo. I am honestly not going to commentate over their plays, because one, I don't play hero, so I can't tell you how they could have optimally played that. Two, I don't care about heroes. I'm just gonna let him do his thing and, you know, see what happens from here. So yeah, mass change here. He gets to rip a card out of my hand. Which one will it be? Unfortunately, is the one that I have one of, which is a Rotary. But it's okay. I have two more in deck, so, you know, we can always get it back. Now he goes into the Sunrise, which gets him the Miracle Fusion. He gets a few cards back, and now he makes the Infernal Flame Wingman. Infernal, grab Favorite Contact, and then from here, he passes. Favorite Contact, I think Confusion Summon? Yeah. Ignoring its summoning materials by placing the fusion materials mentioned on the bottom of the deck from your deck or banished. I think it's banished. So he's gonna put back the Miracle Injector plus Stratos, I believe, to go for Thunder Giant. Let's see what this says. Must be fusion summon. If this card is special summon and your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can destroy all other cards in the field. I feel like he could have waited on this summon. Let's see what else it does. You contribute this card that was fusion summoned using a normal monster as a material to target an E hero in the graveyard and special summon it. Okay, so the only thing I really have to play against is the Dark Law and then the attack declaration destruction effect, right? Because I don't think Flame Wingman Inferno Rage does anything. Let's see. No, nothing at all, because he never used a normal monster. So the new hero support, I think, really tries to rely on elemental hero Neos, not Neos alias, but actual Neos a lot, and he didn't see that. I don't know if it's because he messed up that bad, or if, like, you know, it's hard to access. If you guys are hero players in the comment section down below, please let me know. So yeah, how am I going to play against the Dark Law? So first, I'm going to go Synchro Overtake, right? Try to bait out any hand traps potentially. Then I go Rico to add Clip, and this is just to, you know, I'm going to have to play into the effect eventually. He hits the mix though, which is good because that was my multiple card in hand. So now I'm a Synchro Summon into the Loudness War. From here, I normal summon the Fuwa, and then I go Baron the Fleur. I bet you he didn't think that I could go into Baron. I thought I couldn't go into Baron. I don't know what locks you into tuners, but I know that I wasn't locked there. So Baron here is now going to pop the Dark Law, and all of a sudden, I get access to graveyard effects again. So now I go for the Cool Tune Synchro to add Rotary. Rotary is going to give me a extra normal summon, and I win. And the reason I showed this replay is just to show hero players that your deck is trash. So this is the list. 3 Desires, right? This is very iffy because I only play 2 of like Bell, Mourner, Veiler. In theory, I should be playing more. The reason why I opted to play the 3 Desires was because I tried the driver package. Gamma ended up breaking more in my hand than I would have liked to say. Well, the driver specifically. I tried just like maxing out on hand traps and just keeping the Cool Tune Synchro and the Synchro Overtake. And I would break with just hand traps. And you would be thinking, how are you breaking on the hand traps when you want to see the hand traps? You can use them to Synchro Summon. I'm not gonna lie. It happened to me more often than I'd like to admit. So of course the Maxine Fualos are there to supplement that. And you know, I was also thinking maybe I could play Droll, but Droll is not a tuner, so I don't want it to conflict with the engine of the deck. So I just kind of let it go through like that and just decided not to go for it. Now, the extra deck, I mean, it's almost as standard as it should be. I think, and I removed Typhon at one point because I was like, screw the Typhon, I don't need it. Man. And then I needed it. Oh my god, it was bad. You guys don't understand. So yeah, Typhon is really good also in the mirror match, assuming they only go for the back-to-back, because if you normal summon and you don't search or you don't do any effects, then they can't get their follow-up with the back-to-back. So then you go Typhon, bounce, and then assuming you have like Cool Tune Synchro or, you know, what like a clip in hand, you can always play on their turn after. So that's the beauty of Typhon here. And then the Excel started Synchro, right? I have to like understand more, because this says summon one synchro, one tuner synchro monster, right? And then this says, I think, one tuner synchro monster. Am I just supposed to make this during my turn, right? Like, because how am I going into the Excel to summon back a level 2 tuner and then go for like a Baron? It's like kind of unlikely. I know this card here. Let's see. You can add it to your hand, then immediately you can synchro summon one synchro monster. This would be like the only option, right, that you have. It's like the Cool Tune back to back. But the thing is that like, I guess that's how you would make the Excel start a Synchro Dragon. I don't know. I'm gonna have to learn a few combos for that in Master Duel so that I can go like Excel Stardust into the Baron the Fleur. Now, in all of my games, I actually didn't make Zaylin very much. It is a nice option to have, especially because it's easy to make, but I hardly make the Zaylin. I think I find more utility with the Loudness War, with the Crackle even, and the Visas Armitara. I mean, it's there as a synchro, right? Like that's the main thing. Is it's a light tuner synchro that I could go for. It can help me go for game right next to back, right? That's honestly about it in my opinion. So I could add Vanadium Reframe, but then I add another brick into the deck. So I'm gonna opt not to, at least for now. So let me know if you would make any changes to the list. I'm not going to play the Gamma Driver or Delta package. It's just not worth it. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and have a wonderful day.